Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is episode 4 in our must-haves video series. This series focuses on pop culture related collectibles that we believe have a long-term investment potential. Today's video is going to focus on 5 affordable Bronze Age keys. Now the Bronze Age ran from 1970 to 1984. During this period of time, comic books were hoarded en masse in mint and pristine condition. So if you're collecting books from this era, always collect the 9.6, 9.8 or higher if any exist higher. So today we're going to focus on the 5 affordable Bronze Age keys. So let's go ahead and get started with our first book from the beginning of the Bronze Age, April of 1972, The Tomb of Dracula #1. This is a CGC 9.8. This features the first appearance of Dracula. Now this book has a renewed interest recently because issue number 10 of this series features the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Hunter. There is a new Blade movie slated for 2021, next year, so there's been a lot of interest in this series in general, and typically whenever there's a key that develops in a series, everybody rushes back to get the premiere issue of the series, issue number 1. So this issue has seen a lot of renewed interest. In today's market, this book will cost you about $2,600. About 5 years ago, it was running about $1,600, so it's effectively doubled in price. So this is one that has always been a Bronze Age key, one we definitely think you should add to your collection. There's less than 60 of these that exist in 9.8, and there are none higher. So 9.8 is the best you can get at present time. Definitely one we think you should add, definitely one that we think has some long-term investment potential. Now all the census data and price data is current as of August 2020, which is when this video is being filmed. So it could change in the future. If you're watching this at a later date, just keep that in mind. Now, from April of 1972, we have our second book, published the exact same month and the exact same year as The Tomb of Dracula. This is Marvel Premiere #1 in a CGC 9.6. Since we're focusing on the affordable Bronze Age keys, we chose a 9.6 for this. There are less than 70 of these that exist in 9.6, and there's only 11 that exist higher in 9.8. The 9.8s are going to cost you about $10,000 to $15,000 in today's market, so it's not necessarily in our affordable range for this particular video. A 9.6 is only going to cost you about $2,000. Now this features the first appearance of him as Warlock and the first appearance of the Soul Gem. This has become very important recently because of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie franchise. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 features Warlock in a post-credit scene, and it's speculated that he's going to be a big character in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So this has a lot of interest lately. Going to cost you about $2,000 today. Would cost you about $700 5 years ago. So there's definitely some speculative interest in this. It's about triple the price of the book. But, you know, with all the MCU characters that have been featured in cinema lately, it's driven up a lot of those books to a point it seems like a set a new floor for a lot of them. So this might be one that you want to get in now, but there is some speculative interest, so keep that in mind when you're actually looking to add this to your collection. But one that we definitely think you should consider. 9.6. If you can afford the 9.8, definitely go for the 9.8. Now we're going to jump ahead a little bit to 1976 with Nova #1. Now this features the first appearance of Nova, Richard Rider. This is a CGC 9.8. There are about 440 of these that exist in 9.8, so there's more of these than the first two combined that we showed you. 9.8 is the highest grade. There are none higher. There's been a lot of speculative interest that there's going to be a Nova standalone movie in the future, so this is driving up the price of this book. It's not terribly expensive right now. It's only about $1,000 for 9.8. It was about $500 5 years ago, so it's about doubled in price over the last 5 years. There's a lot of speculation, like I said, that Nova will appear in some upcoming Marvel movies, so keep that in mind. This is one we definitely think you should consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. Nova #1, Richard Rider. Now, jumping one more year, 1977, this is Miss Marvel #1, CGC 9.8. This features the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. Carol Danvers, of course, later became Captain Marvel, as we know her in the cinematic universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the Avengers films, and her own standalone movie. Now, Miss Marvel #1 is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. This has become a key recently. I think about 5 years ago, this was like a $500 book. Now it's about a $1,000 book, so it's definitely had some price appreciation in the last 5 years. This is one we definitely think you should consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. We do think that the Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers character, will continue to go forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there will be a lot of comics being printed in the near future featuring Carol Danvers. So this is one we think definitely has some potential going forward. in 9.8. There are only, I think, 315 of these in 9.8, so not a lot of these, and there's none higher. So definitely one you want to consider. Oh, and our last book of our video today, one of my personal favorites. This is DC Comics Presents number 47, Superman and the Masters of the Universe. Now this book features the first appearance of He-Man and Skeletor in comics. This is a CGC 9.8. The reason this is important is because, as you all know, Kevin Smith is rebooting the Masters of the Universe and He-Man cartoon. It's supposed to be released in about 9 to 10 months on Netflix. It's going to be a Netflix exclusive. He's actually got an all-star cast to voice the characters, and I think he selected Mark Hamill for Skeletor. So we definitely think that's going to boost the He-Man franchise significantly. The toys, the video games, the comic books, and this is the first appearance of He-Man in comics. So this is one we definitely think you should consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. Now this is one that I think 5 years ago would have cost you $250, and you can still pick it up today for I think $700 or $800. So not expensive, and this is one we definitely think has some incredible potential going forward. So it's about tripled in price over the last 5 years, but like I said, when Kevin Smith attaches his name to something, and now you got Mark Hamill voicing Skeletor, we definitely think there will be a lot of renewed interest in the He-Man and Masters of the Universe cartoon and the franchise itself. So definitely one to consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. So those are our selections for our 5 affordable Bronze Age keys. Now, if you agree with these selections, or if you have some of your own, please drop us a comment in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.